So hello again, my name is GC and today I'll show you some really cool Windows tools you should have as a gamer. And I'm not talking about this piece of shit one game launcher. But before that, let me give you a quick disclaimer. If you change any settings which I haven't shown in the video and this happens with you, then I'm not responsible for your dumbass mistake. Although I'll help you to solve your problem, but don't blame me. Now let's get started. The first step in our list is DLSS Swapper, a really good tool for everyone, no matter if you are from Team Green or from Team Red or from Team Blue. Everyone can use this app. Basically, this tool upgrades your game's DLSS, FSR and XeSS version. This is very useful because most of the newer games still uses old version of DLSS, FSR and XeSS, and updating these upscalers can give you stability and performance boost. And most of you might have tried downloading this NVNGX DLL file from Tech PowerUp and replacing it with the game's DLL file. This is basically that, but have GUI and you don't have to find and replace the file manually. You can download this app from this GitHub page, just search DLSS Swapper, it is free, or I'll give you the link in the description, go there and you'll be redirected to this page. In here, navigate releases and go to the latest version. Then in assets, you'll find the installer. Download the installer or you can go with the portable version. Just unzip it and use it. After opening the app, you will see this notice which says swapping this DLL file is not cheating, but some multiplayer games anti-cheat detects this because we are changing the files and it might consider it as cheating, so be careful. In my testing, I haven't found any issue with this, but who knows, you might be the unlucky guy. Just kidding. I don't think a game will detect this, but if they do, then you can always roll back. I'll show you how. So in this app, you will see all of your game from different libraries like Steam, Epic Games, etc, etc. If you don't see them, then go to settings and enable all the libraries. Or you can add the game manually from here. After that, open any DLSS, FSR or XeSS supported games, let's say Marvel Rivals, and here you can see the info of which version Marvel Rivals currently uses for DLSS, FSR and XeSS. Click on this version and you will see all the available versions. Select the latest one, in my case it's 310.2.1, then swap. Now it will download that version, and after that click swap again to swap it with current version, and all set. You successfully upgraded your DLSS version. Do the same thing with other upscalers and frame gens, and if you find any issue with the game, then you can always roll back. For that, click on the version again and click on reset. Now it will make everything like it was before. Pretty good, right? But GC, I neither have a GPU nor a game that supports DLSS, FSR or XeSS. Don't worry Albert, I have perfect app for you. Lossless Scaling. If you don't have DLSS, FSR or XeSS supported GPU or game, then this duck is life changer. Although it's a paid app, but it's definitely worth it. So with this app, you can upscale your game like DLSS, and you can also use frame generation without NVIDIA GPU. Although quality is not as good as DLSS, but hey, it is a cheap solution. In this app, select scaling mode to full screen and scaling type to LS1 for 3D games and XBR for 2D retro games like Mario. And you can also use frame gen, just set the frame generation to latest LSFG model and set the mode to X2 if you want to double your FPS. Set it to X3 if you want to triple your FPS, or X4 if you wanna quadruple your FPS. Although increasing this will decrease your image quality and increase GPU usage. So for best quality, go with X2. Then open your game in windowed mode and decrease the resolution, let's say 720p. Now press the shortcut key Ctrl-Alt-S. Make sure your lossless scaling app is running in the background. And boom, now you are upscaling the game from 720p to your native resolution. And you are also using FrameGen without high-end graphics card. Really cool. Now let's move to next tool, MSI Afterburner and Rivatuner. Best tool for benchmarking and overclocking your GPU. If you don't have this tool, then you are not a gamer. You can download this tool from their website, and this one installer will install both apps, MSI Afterburner and Rivatuner. In MSI Afterburner, you can change your GPU's voltage, core clock, memory clock, fan speed, but don't change anything unless you know what you are doing. Then in settings, you can change your fan curve, and if you don't know what is fan curve, then with this you can change your GPU's fan speed depending on its temperature. If you want, I can make a video on this tool. Then in monitoring settings, you can customize your monitoring overlay, and this is the main part of this tool. If you don't know what is monitoring overlay, then this is called monitoring overlay, which shows your frame rate, frame time, GPU and CPU usage, temperature, core clock, and so many things. And you might have seen this in many of my benchmarking videos. So here you can make your own overlay, or you can use mine, which I made, and it shows everything you need. For that, go to this file location and delete everything. Then download these two files from the description and paste it over there. Then reopen your MSI Afterburner and you will see profile file. Select it and apply. Then open Rivatuner Statistic server and turn on this show on screen display. And you can also set this application detection level to high, stealth mode on screen display shadow on screen display fill on, and on screen display fill color opacity. And with this slider you can change the size of the OSD, and with this you can change the position. Now you will see this cool OSD in your games, which shows your CPU and GPU stats, frame rates, and even which renderer the game uses. If you don't see this average FPS and 1% loss, then go to Rivatuner, then go to setup, and in plugin turn on hotkey handler. If it's off, then double click on it and set the begin recording key. I set it to scroll lock, and you can also set this toggle OSD key. I set it to F12. Now press OK and OK. Now when I press F12, it will toggle OSD, and when I press scroll lock, it will reset average FPS and 1% loss. So if you don't see average FPS and 1% loss in your overlay, then press this reset key and you will get it back. And with Rivatuner you can also cap your FPS. Just add FPS limit, let's say 60, and hit enter. Now your FPS is capped, and Rivatuner is the best FPS limiter out of all available options. And you can also set per game FPS cap and OSD. Just add the game's exe and cap the FPS and turn on or off OSD support for that game. Now the FPS cap and OSD settings will only apply to that game. And let's move to the next and the most powerful tool, Wintoy. It is official tool from Windows. You can download it from Microsoft Store, and this app has so many settings that I can't even explain in this video. But I'll tell you some really useful ones. So in homepage you will see your system info, how many apps, processes and services are running in the background, but that's not what we are interested in. We are only interested in these two tabs. In performance tab you can turn on ultimate performance power plan, which you should turn on if you are gaming. Then you can turn on hardware accelerated GPU scheduling. You can tweak gaming settings like game mode, game bar, background recording and super fetch. You can turn off delivery optimization, which you should, and if you hover on any of this setting you can see the info about that setting. Then in health tab you can turn on fast startup and hibernation. You can optimize your drives. Basically it's Windows defragmentation tool. Then you can set up storage sense, which automatically deletes temporary file after some time. Then in repair you have these three tools, and these are god tools. Like it can fix any of your Windows related problems. Suppose your games are crashing, your Windows is crashing, you are having blue screen of death, or your light went out when you're updating your Windows. Then this two tool can fix it. Just select DISM and SFC, then click scan and repair. It will fix every Windows related problems, and you can use check disk if you have any problems with your drives. Then memory diagnostic can help you if you have any issue with your RAM. Then in cleanup you can unpin all the apps from the taskbar. You can delete all temporary files. You can clear Explorer history. You can delete Microsoft Store cache, you can flush your DNS, and you can also delete the system restore points. Really useful stuff. But what actually useful is this Windows update settings. Really lifesaver. I mean, Windows automatically updates itself without your permission, and you have to pause the update for every 5 weeks. Such a pain in the ass. But this can solve your problem. You can completely disable Windows updates, or you can set it to manual update, which will scan for new update but will only download and install if you say it. Or you can set it to only get security updates. You can set it depending on what you want, and you can also turn off automatic app updates. Then at last we have this graphics driver restart tool. Basically it will restart your graphics driver. So if you have any issue with your graphics driver, then you can restart it and it will fix your issue. And that was it for this video. I can't explain everything in one video, so if you want a deep dive in any app, then let me know, I'll make a video on it. And if you haven't watched my NVIDIA control panel optimization guide, then go watch it, it's right here on the screen. And if you are curious about what is VSync, then you can check out this video. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.